All right, so I'm going to be talking about what it took to bring DragonBones into my custom engine, Enginator. We're going to talk about a little bit about why, and then do a demo just so you can see what it looked like, and then talk a little bit about what porting an SFML runtime to SDL is like, and then some of the roadblocks I ran into. So first up, why? It's easy to make animations. With a traditional like sprite animation, you're exporting all the frames, and then you have to pull those into the engine. With this, instead of having to export all of those, we can just have one image file and like two JSON files, and that is all the animations, all of them, no matter how many you have. It's also an external editor, so you're just exporting that one file from a different program. You don't have to make new logic just because you want to do something a little different. So let's go into the demo. Here we go. So here it is. As I said, this is one sprite, and we just have some basic animations and then like a little jump animation, which I just have manually coded for now. I want to show this is what the texture looks like. That's it. That's all that's in there. So I wasn't lying. All right, so back to the slides. Here's some like basic SFML to SDL. Certain things are like pretty much one-to-one, aside from the fact that SDL is in C and SFML is in C++. So, you know, it's structs versus classes, stuff like that. And the main thing that I had to struggle with was learning render geometry, because we didn't really do too much with that. But as you can see, a lot of the SFML stuff is a lot simpler and more straightforward than the SDL. SDL, you have to be very explicit compared to SFML. All right, so the first roadblock was render states. So SFML just natively keeps track of positions when rendering. SDL didn't do that, so I had to find a way to apply offset that way. And it was pretty much just expanding this draw function in SDL node and putting the offset in there. And then you can see me applying the offset over an SDL display here. So that one, pretty straightforward, but took a little bit to figure that out. Then we went on to textures versus meshes. So SFML is able to directly render quads, so just like 4 points. SDL only wants you to pass triangles. So I had to get these indices that's a map like representing two triangles in a quad. And then, so if I want to render something that has exactly 4 points, it has to use that. All right. The biggest roadblock, surprisingly, was scale. Scale was really hard to figure out. So I again expanded SDL node. SFML has its own way of doing scale, but I kind of had to roll my own for SDL as far as I could find. I tried to directly modify the matrix and kind of like override it. That didn't work because of the bones, the DragonBones, like CPP bones overriding that. And then so what I ended up doing was just keeping it a little bit cleaner and just passing the scale all the way through. And given that I'm working on my own runtime, it was like I'm able to do that, right? Because I'm maintaining it. But yeah, so that's basically it for my engine. Thank you for watching, and it's available on my site, which I'll have linked below if you want to check it out and see some of the other technologies that are in this engine.